Knowing what I know now about who I married, I wouldn't have married him.
Oh.
It's just crazy. You hear all the time that money can change people. Well, divorce can really change people. And it's just so weird because the one thing that he would always say back then is like, you really truly don't know a person until they don't get what they want. But I never thought he would be the one to prove that to me, you know?
No, Jeannie Mai wasn't referring to her impending divorce from Jeezy. Jeannie is referring to her ex-husband, Freddie Hart Tate, in that sentence. Honey, I never anticipated the terrible turn Jeannie Mai and Jeezy's divorce would take. Guys, is her ex-husband stressing that Jeannie might have actually been the issue at this point? And you have receipts to back it up. You already know that Jeezy was the one to ask for Jeannie's divorce, claiming that their relationship was irretrievably damaged. According to the most recent divorce news, it looks like Jeannie is battling to reclaim her family. In fact, a source informed Page 6. The truth is that Jeannie wants her marriage to succeed and her family to function as a cohesive whole. She genuinely cares about Jeezy and wants to make things right. She did not marry for the purpose of divorcing. This was not intended to happen. She never anticipated things would turn out like this. Even though Jeezy has filed, the insider claims that Jeannie is still hoping that he will be willing to sit down and try to resolve the issue since she wants to keep the family together and is looking for a resolution. But as it turns out, Jeezy and Jeannie have been going through a life-changing divorce. 3 days prior, the pair had hosted a Father's Day celebration at their Atlanta home. The forms were only filed by Jeannie's counsel 3 months after Jeannie was already done with the marriage. However, despite Jeannie supposedly attempting to make amends, insiders close to the marriage claim that it may already be too late because it is impossible to coexist with Jeannie. Jeannie's ex-husband, Freddie, though, was not shocked by how things turned out for her. The divorce between these two seemed to be amicable, and Jeannie even stated in front of the world that she still had a great deal of love for Freddie. "I'm with him because he reminds me of my father. He's a wonderful person that is incredibly dependable, sensitive, and hilarious. And over the 13 years we were together, there were no lies, betrayals, infidelity, or other irregularities." But as soon as Jeannie revealed that she was expecting Jeezy's child, it became very obvious that there was a great deal of animosity between them. Since Freddie had spent 11 years with Jeannie, who had made it plain she didn't want children, social media, of course, mocked him. When it was suggested that Freddie was probably yelling in response to Jeannie's announcement of her pregnancy, Freddie retorted, "I'd upgraded from trash to treasure a long time ago. Damn, the best choice I've ever made. Now, the damn, it was me, and it wasn't in the quote. Congratulations. It's wonderful to be sincerely joyful. I cherish my small family. Junk to treasure. Girl." Many individuals empathized with Jeannie when Freddie wrote this criticism of her, because they believed that Freddie was being spiteful and envious. But Freddie and his wife's statements led Jeannie to deceive her supporters into believing that Freddie was the devil. She was the snake, though, in the background. In fact, Jeannie's ex-husband overheard her talking to one of her co-hosts' husbands about some very explicit, detailed things regarding another man. According to one of the messages where Freddie's current wife, Lindsay, was looking into getting on a show to tell her side of the story. Freddie persevered despite a lot. "She is not being truthful. Even before I entered the picture, she was finished." They stopped communicating and cohabiting. It was over in his head. Everything was set up legally for him to proceed, and he did everything he could to make it work. Lindsay and Freddie claimed that Jeannie was only acting distraught and sobbing profusely over the divorce, when in fact, she had moved on long before the legal separation. However, when Freddie moved on only a few months after the divorce, Jeannie made up this tragic tale to pit everyone against him and his new wife. Lindsay even forewarned people, stating everything she does is done for political attention. "All of you are merely her tiny sheep. You've been duped by her, girl." Is it possible that they truly saw Jeannie for who she is, while Jeezy took 2 years to realize this for himself? I'm not sure, but I can assure you that Freddie had to put up with Jeannie's violent temper for the whole of their marriage. By the way, Jeannie acknowledged that she also has difficulties with this. I have a very ferocious temper. It's just something in my family, not something many people are aware of. I'm sorry, I saw it in my grandfather, who also showed it to my grandmother, my mom, my aunts, and me. According to a person close to Jeannie, who spoke to Media Takeout in response to rumors that Jeannie's strong temper may have led to the divorce. Jeannie is not the kind woman you see on television. She may be quite disrespectful and confrontational. Jeezy would not tolerate her for very long. A lot of people seem to believe that Jeannie may have cheated on Jeezy with Mario Lopez, which appears to have been the final straw for Jeezy. This is another growing story. If you're wondering where this is all even coming from, simply watch this video of Mario holding Jeannie's infant and kissing her on the cheeks. To others, it may seem normal for friends to kiss their children on the cheeks. However, given earlier instances in which Jeannie and Mario appeared to be quite close, some people thought it was a little strange for him to be kissing Jeezy's infant on the cheek. And get this, in another video that has also gained popularity, Mario is praised for his command of the Vietnamese language while Jeannie refers to him as a flirt. She continues by showing him how to say, "Baby, you're beautiful." Mario also has one arm around her waist at various points in the video as they giggle. Hello, this is Jeannie Mai, my girl. Dai's first day on the job. Hello, lovely Vietnamese woman. Both of us are first generation. She's going to set me up with some Vietnamese, I promise. I have some knowledge. Dai's I don't know. But TJ Holmes and Amy Robot were the last couple I witnessed with that much chemistry. We all know how that turned out in terms of the claims of cheating, of course. Additionally, Jeannie stated something regarding her preference for dark meat on the side that the internet will never forget. However, white meat on the side maintains me mean and thin for me. That's why I married a white man, you know. I appreciate that. You can't just say that on national television and then marry a black man and expect people to think you can't cheat on him, is I right? Oh, the baby is back. A third person who talked to Entertainment Tonight said that Jeezy and Jeannie also didn't agree on all of the same family standards and ideals. They held various opinions. Jeezy also believed that his requirements weren't being fully satisfied. Well, that didn't exactly surprise the audience, I guess. And many individuals genuinely made the observation that you must be willing to compromise if you date someone who is not of your race. And in the case of Jeannie and Jeezy, they ought to have brought up the subject early on in their courtship, much before marriage was even brought up. Recent reports state that Jeannie's decision to make their marriage entirely around social media may also have led to the divorce. I don't even need to get too into this at this point. I can assure you that all the information you need concerning her marriage is there on her social media pages. Jeezy is said to have grown weary of being Jeannie's object and made the decision to leave as well. As you can see, it was simply a number of various aspects of Jeannie that Jeezy seemed to be unable to handle. What do you believe, though, of Jeannie's ex-husband's earlier assertions that Jeannie might be the issue? Post your ideas in the comments section down below. Don't forget to watch the video after that. Leave your comments in the space provided below. Don't forget to watch the video after that.